We left off really yesterday looking at verses 10 through 16 at how the gospel is just right there. I mean, it is, we unpacked the big picture principles of the gospel, and then we saw it right here in Psalm 107. And I remarked yesterday how I've been surprised and delighted and shouldn't have been surprised, but just marvel at how the gospel is woven so carefully and so thoroughly throughout the Psalms that we've studied. I want to bring out something in verse 9 that I was thinking about a moment ago. For he satisfieth the longing soul and filleth the hungry soul with goodness. And this is an important thought that just occurred to me as I was thinking about today in this devotion. You know, we look to material things, we look to circumstantial things to give us a kind of fulfillment that they weren't designed to give and that they can't really give. And even when it comes to this season with COVID and with whatever we would call normal and our desire to get back to normal and to see, some aspects of life open back up and resume, I think what we're longing for is a kind of fulfillment that God might actually be right now trying to provide for us in another way. And I'm going to give you a silly illustration. Okay, let's say that under our desires there are deeper desires, and let's say that let's imagine that we are looking to visible things to satisfy really deep, kind of invisible longings that we don't ever give much thought to. And what if God removed the visible satisfactions to expose the deeper, to show us there's really deeper longings that those visible things don't really satisfy? We pursue them and we consume them as if they can and as if we expect them to. But what if God removes those temporarily, lets us, peel back the layers of our heart to see our deeper longings, our deeper dissatisfaction, so that he can fulfill those? And when I read, he satisfies the longing soul and he fills the hungry soul, what I believe we're reading about is that deeper set of longings. So here's the silly illustration I'm going to get to. What if cinnamon rolls. I talk a lot about cinnamon rolls. I love cinnamon rolls. I just have a sweet tooth, so I just love sweet stuff. I love powdered sugar. I love anything with white icing. I love donuts with really good glaze. And I have to be careful and balance my diet, but I just love sweet stuff. And so let's just say I love cinnamon rolls. And so I go at life, pursuing the visible and the surface gratification of cinnamon rolls, the texture, the taste, the sweetness, that it's satisfying to my taste buds. And then let's say that cinnamon rolls are removed from accessibility. I can't get them. I have no access to them. God providentially takes them away. So my taste buds are longing. They long for that which they've gotten used to. They long for that taste of sweetness, but can't get it. So I've got these taste buds that are going, give me cinnamon rolls. But what really I have appetites that are cueing taste buds saying, give me something sweet. I want something sweet. So what if God comes into that picture and says, I'm going to give you saltine crackers. And I say, God, I don't want saltine crackers. I really like cinnamon rolls, but I don't really want saltine crackers. And they're very different experiences. Don't mind salty, but I really prefer sweet. But what if God says, I'm going to change your taste buds? Because what you really long for is provision. What you really long for is satisfaction of what you're longing for. Okay? So it's not what if God said to me, Cary, it's not that go with me on this. I know this is a little silly, but it's not that you want cinnamon rolls. It's that you want your taste buds to be gratified. And they happen to be tuned to cinnamon rolls. So I'm going to give you saltines, but I'm going to retune your taste buds so that you crave saltines and you find gratification and satisfaction in the saltines that I'm giving you even more and even in greater abundance than you would have been gratified by the cinnamon rolls. I'm going to retune and recalibrate your taste buds, and I'm going to teach you that I can make cinnamon rolls satisfy you and calibrate your taste buds to those, but I could take the cinnamon rolls away and recalibrate you, and I could give you saltines. And then what if God sweeps in one day and says, you know what, I'm going to take away the saltines and I'm going to give you sawdust. Now that's really ludicrous. Sawdust isn't edible, but what if God what if God says, I'm going to recalibrate your digestive system to be able to tolerate sawdust. I'm going to recalibrate your physiology to be able to find nourishment in sawdust. And I'm going to recalibrate your taste buds so that you find a greater satisfaction in sawdust, in the taste of sawdust, than you did in cinnamon rolls and saltines. At the end of the day, if I'm satisfied, if I'm fulfilled, if my longings are not driving me, if I'm not hostage to I need, I want, would I really care if I was eating sawdust that tasted like cinnamon rolls or cinnamon rolls that tasted like cinnamon rolls? I mean, if God can change, I guess here's what I'm driving at. If there's a surface fulfillment to an underlying longing, and God takes away the surface fulfillment, but still has a way of fulfilling the underlying longing, am I really going to even know the difference? If I'm gratified, if my taste buds are telling me I've had plenty of sweets, and my stomach is full, like the feeling after I've eaten a couple of cinnamon rolls and can't eat anymore or don't want anymore. If I get to the place where I don't want, am I going to miss the cinnamon rolls? Am I going to miss the saltines? Am I going to even care? And the answer is no, I'm not. Because the longing that created the desire is going to be fulfilled at a deeper, more fundamental level. And I'm not going to want. So, yeah, the fact is, Nicole Mercer made me some phenomenal cinnamon rolls for my birthday, and I ate them. Like 3 mornings in a row, I had a cinnamon roll, okay? And they're amazing. They're delicious. But, after I've had one of those, my stomach, my taste buds are going, we're good. Like, we're happy now. We're totally fulfilled. Now, give it 24 hours, give it 6 hours, okay? I could go for another one. But there's that interim moment of my longings are fulfilled. So at that point, I don't even want a cinnamon roll. My taste buds, in fact, you can have so much of something that your taste buds are like, no, I can't take anymore, okay? So when God says he satisfies the longing soul and that he fills the hungry soul, here's what I want you to understand. It's a real, deep satisfaction. It is a comprehensive filling. And it is a kind of filling that compensates for all the hunger and all the desire and all the longing that you at one time experienced, okay? And so this is why I think this is so encouraging, and I backtracked a little bit in the psalm, and I'm sorry for that. You're longing for some things today, and I am too. And we want them in the way we understand them. So the things I'm longing for, I was used to receiving and having in a certain way, okay? Not wearing masks, not social distancing. We could go through all the stuff, okay? I was used to having a certain life, a certain way, and it was pleasant to me. But what if God is retraining me right now? What if he's reshaping desires and longings? What if he's going to give me a deeper fulfillment in some areas that he couldn't have if he hadn't temporarily at least removed some things. And what if he's going to rewrite? What if he's going to retool and reprogram some of my longings or some of my desires and fulfill them in new and different ways? What if he's going to create different tastes, different desires, different longings, and more deeply and more permanently and more comprehensively or substantially fulfill them? Am I okay with that? And you might be saying, no, Cary, I want what I want. I want cinnamon rolls. But if God could make something else just as sweet to you, and if you could turn around and find cinnamon rolls to be repulsive, what would it matter? I mean, if God did a deeper work. Before I had cancer, I did not like pancakes and syrup. After having cancer, and while I was on chemo, pancakes would settle my stomach. I'm not sure what that was about the nausea and the chemo, but I would get nauseous. Pancakes would settle my stomach. After cancer, I love pancakes. And I just think God can give me new loves and new desires and fulfill them more deeply. And I hope that will encourage you. That's enough for today. Happy Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.